It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NFL.
Alani in the backfield now. Play fake to him. Sam stops. Looks, throws. Got a man wide open. Touchdown! Seahawks! It is A.J. Barner. Jason Myers lines up for the 26-yard field goal off the left hash mark. Michael Dixon will put this one down. And this time, Myers with the easy straight-through kick. Jason Myers now has set a new Super Bowl record with his 5th field goal tonight. 1st and 10 at the Seattle 44. Here comes the blitz. May hits, he tries to throw. Ball comes out, going the other way with it. Turning upfield, it's Chenanosu, and he scores. Touchdown, Seahawks.
The Seattle Seahawks win the Super Bowl for the second time in franchise history. They dominate the Patriots 29-13. How did that happen? Defense. Somewhere, Kyle Whittingham was smiling and nodding. Play defense. Run the ball. Win the turnover battle. Seattle checks all 3 boxes. Seattle takes home their second Super Bowl. That's what it is. Bottom line, as Kyle likes to say. They won the turnover battle 3-zip. The defense was brilliant. We can have a lot of people sit around today, maybe all week, in Boston, maybe all year, and talk about, well, why didn't the New England offense do this, and why didn't the New England offense do that? And I think the answer is because they're not good enough when they play the Seattle defense. And I think that's true of most of the NFL. I think the Rams are clearly the second best team in the NFL. They are the only team that has scored 17 points in a game against this defense since Thanksgiving. Seattle's defense was good all year long. They had some hiccups in the first half of the season, but by the time you get to late November, they're dialed in. Last 9 games, they hold 7 teams under 17 points. 2 games, teams broke 17 points. That was the Rams when they scored 19 in a 21-19 loss. And that was the Rams in the 38-37 overtime game, and then the Rams in the 31-27 NFC title game. So in a regular season game and in a playoff game in those last 9 weeks, that's it. Other than that, Seattle is just crushing people with that defense, PK. Does it make for a boring game? Yeah, if you want high scoring, don't watch Seahawks games because their defense isn't going to let it happen.
Okay, got it.
Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak acknowledged post-game that he is taking the Raiders' head coaching job. He told reporters, "I'm fired up about it." Well, there's some heavy lifting to do there, but good luck with that. Start from the ground up. Nowhere to go but up. They got the number 1 pick in the draft. They're the worst team in football. Other teams making news. The 49ers say they're not planning to trade the backup quarterback Mac Jones this offseason. Kyle Shanahan likes having him as a second option, and he's got 1 year left at $3 million, so they can afford him. So there you go. Mac Jones staying put, at least for a little while in San Francisco. Dolphins and Cardinals looking to move Tua Tagovailoa and Kyler Murray. New coaches taking over with both those clubs. But they've got big money, so we'll see who wants him. So let the offseason begin in the NFL. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Bold move. North Dakota State paying to join the Mountain West Conference. $12 million to join the league, plus they have to give the NCAA $5 million to move up to FBS. Now, in the championship subdivision, they've won the championship 10 times in 15 years. So, guess they feel like they've conquered that. They get some people with money to write a check, and now they're 1 to 10 teams in the Mountain West Conference next year as the Mountain West and the Pac-12 do a little remodeling on this side of the country. You figure they can make a Boise State-like jump here, PK, and be really good pretty quickly?
No.
Oh, really?
Well, it doesn't matter. The Mountain West is out in no man's land. For the life of me, I don't understand why Washington State and Oregon State didn't just join and
join the league and get on with it. Because they thought they could make a little extra money would be the answer to that. We'll see how that works out for them. Because whatever they make in the media deals in the short run, You know, you're going to be able to put butts in seats in the long run and win and blah, blah, blah. We'll see. That could be offset pretty quick.
Boise State had the access that I'm not sure that North Dakota is going to be able to have.
Yeah. Arizona Wildcats gave Brett Brennan a 2-year contract extension through 2030. They also extended the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator through 2028 after they won 9 games last year. PK, would you like to tell us how much contract extensions mean? I mean, you'd rather have it than not, but I guess it changes is a buyout.
What? I mean, what is he looking for? Is he gonna be one of these guys who's gonna rise up and continue up the ladder? Because if that's the case, it doesn't mean anything. But is he going to be somebody who could have a duration of 10 years? I mean, these institutions in Arizona, that normally doesn't happen. Is he going to break through and be somebody who's there for a decade and has success in 8 of the 10? That doesn't usually happen. So I'm curious to see if that does happen for one or both of these schools. It'd be great if it happened for both of them.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Utah Jazz.
I thought that Jaren and John and Vince did great for their first night with us. You know, I thought the first group playing with Jaren, Lowry, Nurk, Ace, Keontae had a few clunky moments offensively, which is to be expected, but I think there's a lot to build on.
Utah Jazz lose to Orlando 120-117. Lowry Markkanen with 27 points in 27 minutes. Jaren Jackson Jr. with 22 points in 25 minutes. And PK, those minutes didn't really involve the fourth quarter. They got their double-digit lead. It got to 15, maybe got to 17. Looked like it might go to 20, but they don't play the big guys in the fourth quarter. They go with youth. Will Hardy stops calling timeouts, and they lose the game. Pretty clear what happened there in the fourth quarter, but how encouraged were you by the first 3 quarters?
Oh, I was extremely encouraged. It's not anything that I'm surprised by because I think Jaren Jackson is a very good player, and he has a lot of skill, and he's going to make this team better. And if you're looking at what the 26-27 season could bring, that was an exciting time because things were rolling. They were looking really good. Arguably, Orlando doesn't have their best player. Wagner's out for a bit here. He's been out for a while. But who cares about that? It was about what the guys could do together, and there was a lot of promise there. I was excited for them. Yeah, the fourth quarter, I understand that. They're playing to lose at that point. There's no question. Markkanen, sometimes I've always thought he goes at 3/4 speed, and this was the classic example of him going at 3/4 speed because he only played 3 quarters. And so he went. His full speed was 3 quarters, and then 8 seconds to go, you see him and Kevin Love smiling on the bench. They're down by 2, but who cares? We're going to have this outrage that they're trying to lose. We understand that. We got 29 games to go, and then we'll be done with that, and it's on to the trying to win as much as anybody else in the league is trying to win. And with that in mind, I think they have an opportunity to take a quantum step. So a long way of saying I was extremely encouraged.
Isaiah Collier didn't go 48 minutes this time. He went 32. He had 20 points and 10 assists. When they are trying to win next season, it'll be interesting to see how much he can play really important minutes. When you just don't have to defend him at the three-point line, he is now 1 of 17 from the three-point arc over his last 8 games. That is there's dry stretches, but that is something spectacular right there.
Yeah. Good. Then we already know it. Then don't take 3-point shots. Doesn't that solve the problem?
No, because they're still going to need him to spread the floor. You don't want his man sagging off and helping and clogging up the middle against everybody else. But he's got an off season to see if he can improve that.
He's not going to improve.
Oh, okay,
this is who he is. You play to players' strengths, not their weaknesses. And so what are they going to do? You going to clog the lane? Who's a big low post guy on this team anyway?
Well, it's not so much about big low post guys, although they are running some stuff inside for Markkanen, and I think they will for Jackson too. But I think it's also about your ability to drive and how quickly the help gets there.
Oh, man, his ability to drive, Isaiah Collier, I'll take it right there with anybody.
I'm talking about the other guys driving into a second defender.
Okay.
Yeah, I do think he will. I do think it's an unreal skill, his ability to beat people off the dribble, even when they're 100% playing the dribble, and he still gets in the paint when he wants to.
And his assist-to-turnover ratio is crazy. He couldn't shoot when he was having 22 assists. So that's bad because he can't shoot a three-pointer?
Jazz wrap up the road trip tonight. They play the Miami Heat. The game tips off at 5:30. Pregame at 4:30 here on The Zone. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out of the All-Star game. He's out right now with a strained abdominal muscle, and so Houston Alperen Sengun will get the nod instead and play in the All-Star game. So they've replaced one foreign guy with another foreign guy, but not Lauri Markkanen. It'll go to Sengun in Houston as they continue to reward teams with winning records. Look at that. Washington Wizards GM Will Dawkins said he expects Anthony Davis to return to play this season. Well, wait a minute. That might win the Wizards a game, PK. You really believe that? Is that really going to happen? Or if he returns to play, it'll just be, for a minute or two in the first half. I mean, the Wizards are fully in tankathon mode. What the heck? What's the point?
I would think Anthony Davis could play 48 minutes for the
they're so
Wizards,
bad.
and they're not going to win. So what's the difference? If he wants to come back, come back. They're going to be in the lottery. Are we worried about that? Is he that good of a player where he's all of a sudden going to make a 10-game difference? I don't see it.
I think it's more about one or two games and staying in those, staying among the worst 3 or 4 teams that have the best lottery odds. I think is what they're angling for at this point.
Yeah, just ask the Jazz how well that worked.
How'd that work out? DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
BYU loses again, 4 in a row, 5 out of 6. Beaten by Houston, 77-66. Were you more disturbed by BYU's inability to make free throws, BYU's ability to get an offensive rebound in the last a defensive rebound to prevent Houston's offensive rebound in the last 5 or 6 minutes, or was there something else out there that bothered you even more?
No, I mean, this is a flawed team. It's a flawed constructed roster, and that goes right back to Kevin Young. I mean, we can talk all we want about Dawson Baker and this guy Pickens, who I've never seen play. They recruited him, so I have to take Kevin's word that he would have been a player. But is he going to be stopping them? I thought Kevin Young was extremely blunt talking about, Jay Drew asked him about what was the deal with the centers. The Houston's pressure? No. You got to make a hoop, make a basket.
You're being kind. 3 of 10. Yeah. That's missed layups. And then he went into the missed free throws, too. Obviously, Keita was 2 of 5.
Yeah, I mean, DeBonce's had a great game offensively, but I'm not sure I trust him completely on the line all the time. He missed 5 free throws again.
Yep.
And so the margin of error for them is so thin. They're just not good enough to. They don't have enough bodies to compete inside. They have no low post scoring whatsoever. DeBonce, Kevin Young said it, his assistants, he said he had to look at the film, told him about leaking out. He can't leak out. He needs to, and I know he doesn't want to be a big banger, but if you want to win the game, he needs to be down low defensively trying to get rebounds because he's as tall as anybody they have. Obviously, he doesn't have a ton of strength yet. He's as a youngster, but there you go. You got to be able to do it. Houston is they're a bunch of savages, man. They ball as well as anybody that I've seen. Kelvin Sampson has them doing that, And the idea of, you got to be old. They start 2 freshmen. Arizona starts 3 freshmen. You got to be good. That's the most important thing. Simply being old isn't going to win you any games. Being good is going to win you games. And right now, BYU doesn't have enough of that. I mean, they have got to break through. They got Baylor on Tuesday.
Yep.
Tomorrow. They have got to, and I know it's on the road, but they have got to find a way to win that game. They don't, man. This thing has gone on long enough.
While the phrase coaches used to love about a player who plays hard, he's got an incredible motor. Yeah, well, that Houston team has an incredible motor. And while BYU certainly played harder than they did against Oklahoma State, and everybody's talking about that afterwards, how come nobody else can play as hard as Houston? I mean, BYU doesn't. Neither does anybody else. I mean, they put the graphic up during the game. I mean, Houston is dominating the Big 12. It's dominating over multiple years. And they're like, well, they play really hard. Why didn't everybody else play really hard?
Well, I mean, they have 2 first-round picks right there. I think they just got better talent.
Big 12 fined Oklahoma State $50,000 over an anti-Mormon chant directed at BYU during the game last Wednesday. Kevin Young spoke out about it post-game. Oklahoma State will not appeal the fine. Elsewhere, Utah State edged Wyoming 85-83 in Laramie. Some missed free throws down the stretch. The Aggies made that unnecessarily dramatic, but they get win number 20, and they're coming home for their next 3 games. They got Fresno State up next, a rare midseason non-conference game with Memphis next weekend. So chance to keep piling up the wins. They're still tied for first place with San Diego State. And New Mexico lost to Boise, so they're 2 games clear of everybody else. It looks like it's San Diego State and Utah State here through the month of February to see who wins the league title and gets to be the 1 seed in the conference tournament. Utah loses to Kansas 71-59. Best defensive performance from the Utes in a while. Offensively is a real struggle, but they go down to defeat at Kansas as expected.
That's their best defensive. I still insist the other guy missed shots. Kansas was 9 of 12 from 3 against BYU 1 week earlier. And then against the Utes, they were 3 of 12. Is that a better defensive effort, or the other guy's not making the shots?
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Chris Gotterup wins his 4th career PGA Tour title with his 1-hole playoff win against Hideki Matsuyama at the Waste Management Open. Tony Finau missed the cut. The drama in this one, people making noise and yelling, and Matsuyama's in his backswing, pulling out, and then when he goes back up, he hits it in the water. Now, he had other issues, PK, but the fan behavior issue seems to be the story coming out of this as Gotterup comes from behind to win for the 4th time.
Then stop selling alcohol. And this is across all sports, but they're not willing to stop it because they make a ton of money off it. So I don't want to hear it.
They also had a YouTuber in there paying people to yell, "I'll give you $100 to yell," and the PGA Tour banned him for life, and he tried to talk his way out of it, and they're having none of it. Phoenix, it's a wild stop. There was a point in his tournament, and early on, Tiger played there, and he had an ace at 16, and I'm sure he's got great memories, and they moved a rock for him once, a boulder, but he stopped playing there. It's like that. It can get crazy anywhere, but that's the craziest of the crazy tour stops, and so if guys skip it, I get it.
Stop selling alcohol.
Yeah.
Let's see let's stop selling alcohol, see what happens. Let's stop selling alcohol at NFL games. Let's stop selling alcohol at NBA games, but they won't. They will not, because the only thing more powerful than hate is love. That's what I was told. No, the only thing more powerful, and there's nothing more powerful than money.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Clayton Kershaw done with the Dodgers. Straight to the broadcast booth. NBC has hired Kershaw, Anthony Rizzo, and Joey Votto to be Major League Baseball analysts for the network as they begin broadcasting games. They'll be the studio analysts, so plenty of Clayton Kershaw coming up as NBC will have Sunday Night Baseball when they don't have Sunday Night Football or Sunday Night Basketball. Yasiel Puig found guilty of obstruction of justice in line to federal officials investigating an illegal gambling operation. He faces 20 years in federal prison and will be sentenced May 26th. 20 years. Even with good behavior, that is going to be a long stretch.
He's only 35 right now.
DJ and PK. Utah's Breezy Johnson wins the gold medal in the women's downhill. Salt Lake City resident and Park City's Lindsey Vaughn crashes 12 seconds into her run and was airlifted from the mountain. Looked like she snagged one of the gates there going by. That spun her around, and that was the end of her run very early on.
Snagged one through the gates?
Yeah, it looked like her arm caught the gate going by and spun her around.
Broke her leg.
DJ PK, that is what is trending. The headlines brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Steve Cleveland, former BYU basketball coach, joins us at 8 o'clock. Sam Farnsworth joins us from Italy at 9, and Jason Cole's talking Super Bowl. The longtime writer is here at 9:30. The question of the day is next. Stay with us.